Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another video from TW White & Sons Mazda. Okay, here we have a Mazda 2. This is a 1.5 Sport Nav Plus model. Okay, so this is like a facelifted version of the car, and I'll point out a few differences as we go through this video. This is presented in Sonic Silver, and now the unique thing, well, not unique, but the unusual thing about this car, it's also equipped with the stone leather seats. Now these come, they're like a leatherette, stone leatherette seats. They're two-tone and they are heated as well. So a nice extra. I remember we sold this car new, bit of history, background on this car. We sold it new, and the stone leatherette was an option, and the customer had to wait quite a long period for the car because it was a factory order. So it is very unusual. Now the car's got really fantastic service history from Mazda. So I think it's either had its third service or it's due very soon. The car's just come into us today, so we will service it, prepare it, put it through our workshop, make sure everything's tickety-boo. The car has these lovely diamond cut alloys, which are, I think, very attractive, complement the car. You've got keyless entry because the car is a sport model. Now when I say sport, don't let that put you off. It doesn't mean that the insurance is high or it uses more fuel or it goes any faster. It's literally the trim level. You've got the privacy glass. Look at this, beautiful. And you've got ISOFIX anchorages here in the seat, so it's a family friendly car. Okay, but all in really lovely condition. Hopefully you can see from this video. I've done a lot of still shots as well, so you can examine them. Parking sensors. Now let me just open the boot up. You've got, once again, a family friendly boot, plenty of space there. I've got a 2-year-old son, and all the bits and pieces I need to carry will fit in the boot of one of these. So all good. And the seats do fold, 60-40 split there. Now this is part of Mazda's Skyactiv range of vehicles, so everything in this car has been designed to be as fuel efficient, environmentally friendly as possible, so as light as possible, as economical as possible, to bring down those emissions. So it's also very friendly to the environment. So that's pretty much what Skyactiv means. So the way the car's built in terms of the body, it's light but also very strong. The gearbox is very efficient. The engine's super duper efficient. If this car was a pre-April 17 car, the road tax would only be £20, just to give you an idea of how efficient the cars are. And this will give you superb MPG. We'll have a look in a minute and check the trip computer and see what that actually has been coming back at. They're really well equipped as well. So let me just show you the rear from here before we get inside the car. It's all nice. The backs of the seats, they can often get scuff from rear passengers. But to be honest with you, I don't think the rear looks like it's been used that much. So, keyless entry. If you've got enough, I've left the keys in the car, but if the keys are in my pocket and I needed to open the car, just press that there, then the car would open. When I walk away from the car, you can change the settings. So when I walk away from the car and I've got the keys on myself, so not left in the car will detect that and lock automatically. It'll bleep just to let me know as well that it's been locked. Here you've got your electric windows, wing mirrors. So you notice there you've got auto, and auto's in the middle. So these wing mirrors, I can manually fold them in and fold them out. But on auto, when I lock the car, in fact, I'm going to show you. Let me just grab the keys. Probably easier to do it this way. If I lock the car, they fold in, and then I lock them, they fold out, which is great. Also indicates the car's locked. Okay, oh, and I'll show you the keyless. So you can lock the car, so you press that, then when I approach the car I can press that. Now let me see, see now the walk away lock hasn't been activated. You can activate it and I'll show you when we get in the car. So when you walk away with the keys, the car will lock itself. Let's get in the car. This panel here has got your tyre pressure monitoring, lane departure warning, traction control and tyre pressure monitoring, as well as the headlight level there. I'll go into them in more details in a minute, explain exactly what they are. Right, first things first, I'm going to turn the car on because it's very cold. So the car comes with 2 keys, as you'd expect. When the keys are in the car, you've got your start stop button there, touch down, she fires into life. Okay. Now this car's done 11,032 miles over a period of 3 years, so very low mileage. Oh, let me turn that down there. So you've got fuel gauge and you've got the MPG. So this car's averaged 40.1 MPG of an average speed of 18 miles an hour. So that's you know, sort of going around town, etc. So that's probably the very worst you're ever going to get. So this will do if you're doing long runs well into the 50 miles to the gallon and more, but 40 just round town, really good. You've got your speedo in the middle and you've got the rev counter on this side here. Okay, now this steering column, up down. Okay, I was about to say in and out, but no, you've got up and down. On this stalk here, you've got automatic wipers. So if the wipers are on the auto setting, okay, like so, when it rains, they'll go on. When the rain gets more dense, they'll go quicker. And when the rain gets less dense, they'll go slower. So really good, but you can override them. All right. You've got your automatic lights. So you put them on auto. There's sensors up here as well as the rain sensor. It will detect the light and turn your side lights, headlights on when necessary and switch them off when necessary. The car does have, you know, your daytime running lights, like I think all cars these days. So they will always remain on until unless you've got the handbrake on. Okay, so you've got this here. This is Mazda's MZD Connect. So this incorporates music, sat nav, telephone and car settings. So let's go over to applications. Now this has got your fuel economy monitor, which we've touched on, vehicle status monitor, so that'll say if it needs a service, got no fuel, etc. All right, now I did say I was going to explain iStop, which is that button that's down there. Okay, so currently iStop is not ready, so that will be a combination of engine and battery. Sorry, battery. It will be the battery because it's not see this sort of shadowing. So because the battery isn't fully charged, it won't switch itself off, because that's what it does basically. When you're in traffic, you stop, take the car out of gear, foot on the brake, it'll think, right, hold on a minute, we don't need the engine, let's save some let's save the environment as well as save you some money and save some fuel, obviously. And it will switch itself off, and then when you go to move away and you put the clutch down and into gear, off she'll go. So that's not ready because I've only driven literally around the corner. The car's not up to the most efficient operating temperature, so it will use more energy to start the car up than it has saved, if you understand my meaning. Okay, so you've got that there. Now if you did require Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which will mirror your phone onto here, you can add it to this system. It's not like an afterthought. You know, it'll all look exactly the same, but you'll get a couple of icons there, so that can be retrofitted. So whether you have an Apple phone or an Android phone, you can use that. Now let's go back to the menu screen. So that's applications covered, and then in entertainment you've got DAB radio, which I think is essential these days. Never really thought it would catch on, but it is definitely something. Oh, I do apologise. How embarrassing, Night Rider ringtone. You've got DAB radio. It's definitely been popular. There's loads of channels. So for example, in Kent, you've got all these channels here and more, okay? And you've also got, so you can update this list. So I'm updating it. And you'll get national channels, this, that and the other. So I'll show you that in a second. Whilst that's doing that, let's just move down to here. Now, you know I mentioned with the stone leather, so the stone leather gets you this here, the door cards, the sort of half leather seats. You also get heated seats, which are 3-stage. In fact, I'm going to turn my one on because it is a bit nippy. So that's what you got. It's a rare car. If you're looking at these, have a look for ones with stone leather. I don't think you'll find many, but I say it's lovely. I like to be in a bright interior. So, and underneath here, you've got your climate control, air conditioning. So you've got your fan speed, temperature, and direction. Okay. Oh, I'll turn that down. That's got very hot all of a sudden. I got 22. That's good. Okay, and you can also set it on auto, so you got climate control. Car still has a CD player. I say still, a lot don't. And you've got USBs for charging and for data. So if you've got anything on a memory stick, or you've got an iPod or whatever, whatnot, you can plug it in, charge it up, and play the music off it. You've also got an SD card here. That's for your sat nav that can be updated, and you've got a 12-volt socket here. These used to be called cigarette lighters, I remember, but obviously these are smokeless cars, but some things still do run off that type of socket. And then here, you've got the multimedia commander, which I call the human interface. Now, this will operate this here as the car's moving. Now, I'm not promoting doing that, obviously, whilst you're driving, but this screen here is touch screen only when the car is stationary. Once you start moving along, it's disabled for obvious reasons, but you can still operate it from here. Now, if you get used to this, you'll never look down and use this once you get used to it, so it makes things safer. But as I say, I'm not promoting the use of it as you drive. So it's updating that list there nicely. See, look, it's added some national channels. So absolute rad 80s, 90s. I'm sure there's something for everyone on this list here. Okay, what I really like is I do enjoy listening to LBC radio, but quite often, you know, when you're out of London, when we're delivering cars, etc., LBC fades out and you can't listen to it, but you can get it on one of the national stations on DAB, which is excellent, and makes the journey feel like it a lot shorter than it actually is. And look, for you sports fans out there, you've got Talk Sport as well. Okay, right, so there we are. You've got a 5-speed gearbox. You can answer your phones, answer your phone to kind of call on here. You've got your volume, cruise control here. Even on a little car like this, you've got cruise control. Okay, so we've done the music, we've covered the apps. Let's go back to the home screen. Communication. So once you pair your phone up via Bluetooth, you can you'll download your phone book, your call lists, etc. Okay, and if you've got an Android phone, it will also read your text messages. And then you've got navigation, nice and easy. Search under postcode. Okay, so you go town. This often confuses people, and then put your postcode in. And then when you're wherever you're driving, and you want to find a place of interest nearby, often I need a petrol station. So if I set a category to fuel station, round here it'll tell me all my local fuel stations, which is really helpful. Okay, right, and then the last tab is settings, and in the settings you can change this display. Safety, so you've got smart city brake support, so there's a camera up there if you're doing less than 20 miles an hour. Car objects in front, and you're doing less than 20, and the car feels that you're not in control, you're not intending to hit this object, it will apply the brakes. Now, you may never need this, it may never, you know, come into action. However, insurance companies do like it, so you'll often find that insurance for cars like this equipped with smart city brake support will have quite low insurance. You've got lane departure warning system, which is another one of these little buttons down here. If you veer out of a lane on the motorway, on a dual carriageway without indicating, it will warn you. And you can turn the parking sensors off there. You've got your sound settings here, your clock settings here, vehicle settings here, so you can change things, convenience things, light on your lighting, etc. And devices, you can set up a hotspot, and you've got your Bluetooth devices. Okay, so I don't want to go on for too long because I don't want to bore you, but if there's any more questions you'd like to ask on this car, please don't hesitate to contact any of the team here. You can reach us by you know, all the social media channels, well, most of them, sorry, phone, email, live chat. Give us a shout, try us out of hours. We're working on a flexible basis, so we can often answer most questions out of hours. We're working under the current COVID restrictions, so, you know, online consultation, video call, video walk around, we can help you with all that. Part exchange is very, very welcome, and we've got finance facilities to suit all. And we do offer a delivery service and click and collect. Thank you very much for watching our video, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Bye bye.